Maybe an interesting segue here, because I know you've been engaged by the mayor and working, with city council. Fill us in on kind of what that experience has been, and maybe any lessons learned or opportunities that have come out of that.
Sure. Yeah, that's remarkable. I didn't plan or intend to be involved in political issues or land use issues in the city, but some people out there may remember this. When Bayrock was trying to do their redevelopment of the old, this takes me way back, Sean. This is evidence that I'm an old guy. But there used to be Blockbuster, I think it was called, and maybe someone out there will correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's called Blockbuster Music, that was just east of the Esplanade there at 24th and Camelback. You've got the Esplanade buildings, and then just east of that, there's a big apartment, or fairly big apartment building. That used to be like a mixed use deal with Blockbuster Music. And that's when I don't know if you would rent music like you do videotapes, who would do that anymore? But anyways, back in the day, Blockbuster Music was there. And so Bayrock, a big developer, they were actually partnering with Trump. I hesitate dropping too many names because we want to keep it neutral. But Bayrock, was kicking off a big project there, and God bless them. But a few of the neighbors had a lot of input. And to me, it's like, hey, we need to have thoughtful development that's cohesive and appropriate for an area. But also we got to balance that with the economic importance of core areas. And if we're going to be a city that's going to compete for jobs and deliver jobs to our citizens, it's also important that we have thoughtful development in certain areas. And to me, it's like, wow, if we're not going to have a bigger building at 24th and Camelback, where are we going to do it? And it just struck me as remarkable. And again, I mean, I have a lot of respect for the neighbors, for sure. And you got to work with the neighbors to get your projects done and make it be a win-win. But on that one, it really felt like it was out of balance. And so I just reached out to my councilman and said, how does this work? Like, how does something like this happen? How are we going to compete as a city with Austin and Charlotte and whoever back in the day, San Francisco, and how are we going to compete with these cities if we're not allowing development, the right development in certain areas? And so after talking to him and meeting a couple of the council people, they said, hey, you should be on this planning commission. It's the village planning commission. And so I got appointed. And so next thing I know, I'm sitting there listening to these cases, and I don't know, but it's cool. It's nice to contribute and contribute to your city. And I think private property is important, and the freedom that's associated with private property. And so, trying to make sure we don't infringe too much on private property rights while still having a beautiful community.
I mean, spoken like a future politician right there.
Oh man, no, this is the end of the line, Sean, I think.
Okay.
But it's nice to contribute. It's nice to give back.